Did I call you over here or something? Get out of my way. Thank you. Goodbye. Oh, yeah, you make a better door than a window.
So this was a Thursday. I went out to the therapy barn to catch Bullseye and bring him in. We were going to do work on some groundwork, standing still at the morning block, getting dressed,
I don't think I got anything but this horse's head.
and standing in the cross ties. So here, again, my new cameraman is doing a great job. I'm shooing the horses off using my little wand because they're all pushing at the gate and getting very forceful. Shoot them off. I don't think there's a problem here.
You relax, buddy.
Using a rope halter. He was a little head shy there. Not too bad. It's really, when you have one horse in your hand and you try to work other horses, it's kind of confusing for the horse that you have in your hand. He did a really good job. Got a nice little turn there, but I would have liked a little bit better crossover with those back legs. I don't like that sidestepping that way. So we're going to work on our groundwork between the gate here and the arena. So a lot of the groundwork I do is in the process of getting the horse from point A to point B. So I'm going to practice keeping him in his space, him stopping, and listening to my body, him knowing that giving quick releases so he knows when he's doing the right thing. Getting his attention here. Say, no, I see you're looking at them, but keep an eye on me. Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
He doesn't have to stare at me constantly, but I do need to have him keep me in his vision. And that is one of my requirements for my horse. You can see he's a little swishy here with that tail. It's mostly because of bugs. He seems happy. His head is in a neutral position. I like to see that he's walking nicely beside me.
Okay, let's see how you feel about crossbows.
So again, he seems curious. He seems happy.
Is that true? Let's find out. You okay with this? Let's cut that.
A little apprehensive right there. I see a little bit of like, what are we doing? Ask for a little head down. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. So I'm taking him into the grooming stall. And this is where a lot of the volunteers tack up the horses. So I'm using a rope halter today, and I haven't taken his fly mask off. So I'm going to use different tack than what he normally is used to. And it's mostly because I couldn't find his saddle. I couldn't find anything that had his name on it. Now, he did have a bridle. They do still use bits when they exercise ride. Not a fan of it, but I'm not going to put a bit in his mouth. I don't see the need for a bit. I don't want to put a bit in his mouth. I worked with him a couple weeks ago, and I helped the person that was riding him, and she had a bit in his mouth, and then I had to lead him with a bit. I just hate it. I just hate it. So we're working in the cross ties and him being tied. I don't really personally, I don't like using cross ties. I prefer to either tie the horse directly with a single tie, or to have them ground tied, or just kind of holding on to them. So he got a little worried there, so I'm going to remind him to be relaxed in the cross ties here, that when you're here, we're just going to give you some rubs, some brushes, and you need to not worry about anything when you're here. So this is part of, the grooming is not necessarily just, it should be a joyful experience for the horse and for you. It's not just about grooming and getting the dirt off. This is when we also find out how the horse feels. We pick up their feet, and when I pick up a horse's foot, when a horse allows me to pick up their feet, it's a very, it puts them in a vulnerable position. And it's also very telling. The more I pick up a horse's feet, the more the horse seems to be comfortable around me, and the more comfortable I seem to be around the horse. Seems like a strange thing, but it seems to really be a thing.
One step back. I know, hey, I know. We'll get the bugs in just a second. Thank you. Good job.
Bad pants. Scratching his face.
Is it itchy here or is it itchy here?
So again, I don't, like, hey, you shouldn't have done that. He's just being a horse. He's not done anything wrong. He's not doing anything evil. Now here he's not paying attention to me, and so he didn't really
I
pay
think I did the heavy lifting that time.
You can see he's looking off at something
One more
outside
foot, baby.
and not paying attention.
Pick it up. Oh, nice.
So if something was to go wrong, I mean, that's where something could go wrong when he's not really focused on me that much. But he's not worried. I don't see any. Now that forward motion, I think I did back him up immediately. My cameraman sometimes didn't know when he was recording. So some of the cuts are on purpose just to not bore you guys, and some of the cuts are, you know, my new cameraman. So you noticed I took him out of the cross ties to spray him. I did that on purpose. I prefer to spray at liberty in case they... I think the horse feels more comfortable if they know they can move, and they're less actually likely to move, if that makes any sense whatsoever. But allowing the horse to have the ability to move sometimes decreases their anxiety, and I think that kind of is good. Now, see, there we go. We asked, he stepped forward. I'm going to put him back, remind him that, nope, that's not what I asked for. And he's like, oh, okay. Much better. Good job. Now, this isn't his outfit, so I'm going to let him smell it first. And I do believe here is where he starts having problems standing still.
Outfit on you, okay? Not this one. Okay.
Don't seem to have my act together very well. Again, he's paying attention to something outside. I'm now starting to get a little worried that I'm putting an outfit on him. And this is where he says, like, yeah, I think I've had enough of this.
Back it up. Back up. Back up.
Go. So here I decide to take him out of the cross ties because he wants to move. So instead of getting in an argument with him, I'm like, okay, you want to have the ability to move. And you can see he almost calmed down a little bit just by me taking him out of the cross ties. But he, again, he's wanting to move. So I asked for them to stand still. Still having an issue with it. So I think this is when I said, okay, we need to move. Let's get you where you can move then. So I am moving him on my terms. Now, I could run him around like a crazy person and make him sweat, but I'm just going to make him yield his back end a little bit. Maybe do some backups. I'm asking him to back up.
Down.
There's, he stopped. That was the right thing. I reminded him to put his head down. Went to go reach for that, realized it was, whoever wore it last was like 3 sizes smaller. So here he's doing good. So he has the ability, and there he moved again. So now we're going to move again. So if you want to move, okay, let's move a little bit more. Get the wiggles out. And get your wiggles out if you need to. Are you good to there? Good to stand still? Okay. Let's try that again then. Now here he starts to move off again. So now I'm holding the girth to let him know that moving, I don't want to release that girth because I don't want him thinking that moving is the right answer. So I held it until he stood still, and then I released a little bit of the pressure on it, and then I snugged it again to let him know that standing still is the right answer. Again, here I'm not happy with this. The rope going a little wonky on me. That kind of went goofy. Again, moving him. So there's some definite things wrong here. I mean, right there, he kind of. So that little, I maybe should have corrected that last move there. So now we're in the indoor arena. And I am here seeing how he lunges, how he responds. We're still readjusting this outfit for him. And just, I don't know if you saw that. I can't back it up in these voiceovers, but he just did a little nip. I did a little reaction. I mean, it was perfect. Everything, I think, went fine there. I'm here to see if you can listen to me, paying attention to those feet, ask for that hind quarter. There we go, nicely done. Doing a little follow, leading to driving. We lead, and then we drive a little bit. And I got in front of him. That's my fault. I got in front of the drive line. There we go. Got it again correctly. Now all the mistakes that happen here are my fault. Okay, so I asked for a change of directions, but I asked at the wrong time. I didn't cut off his drive line at the right time. So I just went ahead and sent him around again. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, that. Again, I didn't cut in front of the drive line. This is the learning curve for me. There we go. I'm sorry. Got the signal right. I'm trying to get him to do a change of directions, and again, that was a little bit me still. But the energy, the horses, I love his energy. There we go, Jennifer. See, you can do it. Get in front of that drive line, cut off that drive line to get him to go.
What's that?
Are you good if we go through the door? And do you want me to close it?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, awesome.
Thank you.
Should I come back with the later wings?
I'll put them away.
You're using them? Okay.
I would love to. Yes, thank you.
So now here, I'm like, pay attention to me, but it's like, well, you weren't paying attention to me. And there we go. And that's nothing bad happened there. No one got in trouble. He didn't do anything wrong. When your car doesn't go the right way, maybe it's because you steer it the wrong direction. So always think about that when you're working with your horse. Did you ask the question the right way?
Nicely done. Look.
Did you set him up to win, or did you set him up to fail? So there we go. So now
Very good.
the horse is doing what I want because I'm figuring things out.
There it is.
Follow me a little bit more. And this is the first time I've asked for a trot in that manner. There, as soon as he gave me the trot, the little tug, then I just released pressure. That's good. And I think he'll do it better the next time. I'm not sure if I trot him again later. I think I do. So, and give him that little head down cue to remind him, this isn't so bad. Life isn't so hard here. I'm not going to terrorize you. Tied him up a little bit. He tied well. He's a good boy. So we have to put our helmet on when we're at the therapy barn because, they're safer. You should always wear a helmet. Do as I say, not as I do. I didn't like that backup. Didn't like the way he did it. I didn't like the way I did it.
Oh, you don't need this. Get rid of this.
Now we're going to practice on the mount knot. Now when I threw that, I saw his head went up. So now I'm going to throw my hands up a little bit more. So you didn't like that? Well, you don't need to worry about that. See, I can throw my hands up all the time. And it's no big deal. And see, just forget about it. Just don't worry about that at all. So now we're just going to wait till we get a little bit of a head. And as he released a little bit of tension, I released the amount of activity I was doing. I don't know if that was necessarily the right thing or the wrong thing, but we got him to, again, we got that head down. So every time I see him put his head up a little bit, I just continue doing some of the same stuff that was annoying him to let him know that he doesn't need to worry about any of that stuff. Well, we're playing with the rope a little bit, being not good rope skills. Yes, you can make fun of them. They are bad rope skills. But trust me, if you think my rope skills are bad, you should see some of the volunteers that work with these horses. So here I'm just going to go ahead and tie the rope halter into reins. So normally, of course, he's not ridden in a rope halter. He normally has a like a web halter or a leather halter on. In lessons, they ride in the halter with reins. They do not use a bit. But when the exercise riders, the girls that really know how to ride horses ride, they always use a bit. It's one of those things that if I accomplish anything in this world, if I can get these people to just stop using bits altogether. But at least they used to put bits in their mouth during lessons and just not hook onto them. But at least they're not doing that anymore. So here I'm just being really annoying at the mounting block, making lots of noise. See, the head's up. We're going to just keep doing that until he can relax a little bit. A little bit there. Okay. It's not so bad. We do get an actual reaction on him. So I was just really proud of doing what a good job he's doing about keeping this horse in frame. So there we go. He's standing still at the mounting block. Now I'm just getting him back into position. There we go.
One more.
I'm trying to get him used to it. I think there's orange tape on the
I know you're not used to it.
block there to know where his shoulder's supposed to line up. So I want him to kind of get used to being there and standing there. Sometimes when they're at the mounting block in a lesson, there can be like 4 people standing around him at one time. So I just want them to just like, no matter what happens here, sometimes it takes a while to get a student or a client on the horse because maybe they're in a wheelchair or maybe they have some other, limitations.
Good job.
So now he did good, and instead of hopping on him, I'm just going to walk him off. This is relaxing for a horse to move. Groundwork with my horse as far as engaging their brain, not their body as much. Moving their feet, but engaging their brain. So now I was going to get on him, but you see his reaction here.
What is it? What? What? Is it this? Was this not there before? That's scary. Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I don't trust that thing. Where'd that come from? Now I had already played with that. It's so funny about horses. It's like, that wasn't there the last time I walked up here. And now it's there, and I don't know why. So again, I was going to get on him here, but because of this reaction, and I'm an old woman, I'm not getting on a horse that says that. So I'm having to follow the scary object for a minute.
There you go. Not so scary anymore, right?
Any chances?
This somewhere not so scary.
Trust my skills that much.
And then let's try this one more time. Okay?
And then I think the third time's the charm.
Today.
So we're going to walk him up to the mounting block one more time. Now he's learned that he can walk up to the mounting block, and it's not always going to be, it could be just a moment of being still.
Down.
Now here he's too far away from the block for me to feel like I could get, there's a gap. And I want the horse to get used to not having any gap between the mounting block and him. Again, I probably could have gone on myself, but a client might not have been able to, especially if it was an assisted mount. So I'm going to get that shoulder right where it needs to be.
Good. Pay attention to me, please.
And the reason I did it from the ground is because the leader would be the one that, because normally these horses are led with a leader. So there's someone riding, someone leading, and then people walking alongside to assist. Now, it wasn't so bad. It looked like, I don't think I plopped down, but maybe I did because of the way he moved.
Okay, we're gonna do that one more time. That was perfect.
And get off.
That was a good
Let
horse.
him know. There you go. That was,
One more time.
you did a good job for standing still. No, you didn't walk off with me.
I'm gonna stand. Okay, go on. Walk on.
Got on a little better that time. And this time we're asking him to walk off. And he did a good
Nice
job.
done.
Now, again, riding in a rope halter. Doesn't seem to need a bit. He doesn't seem to need a bit at all.
All done.
And that's what it's like having a lesson with Jenny. So thanks for watching.